Some animals have abilities so strange they sound made up. One can punch with the speed of a bullet. One regrows its own brain. One finds its way across an entire ocean using a sense you don't even have. And the number one creature on this list is so bizarre that scientists have compared it to an alien. These are 12 real animal superpowers, counting up to the strangest of them all. Number 12. The starfish. Cut one in half, and you might not kill it. You might make two. A starfish can regrow a lost arm, and some species can rebuild an entire body from a single severed limb, as long as that piece keeps part of the central disc. And it has no brain to lose, just a ring of nerves running through its body. When it eats, it pushes its stomach out through its own mouth, wraps it around its prey, and digests the meal outside its body before pulling the stomach back in. Number 11. The gecko. It can sprint straight up a sheet of polished glass, upside down, and it does it without any glue at all. Each foot is covered in millions of microscopic hairs, and at that scale, a faint molecular attraction called the van der Waals force takes over, letting the gecko cling to almost any surface. And if a predator grabs its tail, the gecko simply drops it. The tail keeps wriggling on its own as a decoy while the gecko escapes, and within about a month, a brand new tail grows back. Number 10. The hummingbird. Its wings beat up to 70 times a second, so fast they blur into a hum, and it is the only bird on Earth that can truly fly backwards, and even upside down. To power all that, its heart races to around 1,200 beats a minute, more than 20 every single second. That kind of engine burns fuel so fast that if it flew all night without eating, it would starve before morning. So every night, it enters a state called torpor, dropping its metabolism by up to 95% until sunrise. Number 9. The chameleon. Each of its eyes moves on its own, swiveling in almost any direction, so it can watch two different things at once and scan a full circle around itself without ever turning its head. When it locks onto a meal, its tongue fires out longer than its entire body, going from 0 to 60 miles an hour in about 1/100th of a second. And its famous color changes aren't paint. Tiny crystals in its skin shift how light bounces off them, so the animal can flash from green to electric blue in seconds. Number 8. The electric eel. It isn't really an eel at all, but it can do something almost no other animal can. It generates its own electricity. Thousands of specialized cells stack up inside its long body like tiny living batteries, and when it fires them all at once, the strongest species can deliver a shock of up to around 860 volts. That is roughly 5 times the power of a wall socket, enough to stun a horse or a grown human. It uses that jolt to stun prey and to defend itself in the murky rivers where it can barely see. Number 7. The axolotl. This smiling little salamander is one of the most powerful healers in the entire animal kingdom. It can regrow a lost leg, bones, muscles, nerves and all, with no scar left behind. But it doesn't stop at limbs. It can rebuild parts of its spinal cord, its jaws, even sections of its heart and its brain. And it never truly grows up. It keeps its feathery pink gills and stays in its baby form for its whole life. A permanent Peter Pan that scientists study in the hope of one day unlocking regeneration in humans. Number 6. The cuttlefish. In under a second, it can melt into almost any background, matching the color, the pattern, even the rough texture of rock or sand. Here is the twist that still puzzles scientists. As far as we can tell, the cuttlefish is colorblind. It has just one kind of light detector in its eyes, and yet it produces flawless full-color camouflage. It may somehow read color through the strange W-shaped pupil in its eye. And when it hunts, it hypnotizes prey, sending waves of shifting color rippling across its skin like a living screen. Number 5. The sea turtle. A hatchling smaller than your hand scrambles across the sand into the ocean and vanishes for years, crossing entire oceans completely alone. Then, as an adult, the female comes back, often to the very same beach where she was born. How she finds it stumped scientists for decades. The answer appears to be that she can sense the Earth's magnetic field. Every stretch of coastline has its own faint magnetic signature, and the turtle seems to memorize her birthplace as a baby, then use it like a lifelong address to navigate all the way home. Number 4. The bat. In total darkness, it can chase down a single mosquito in mid-air without ever seeing it. The bat screams out ultrasonic pulses, far too high-pitched for us to hear, then listens to the echoes bouncing back off everything around it. From tiny differences in those echoes, its brain builds a live, three-dimensional map of the world, detailed enough to pick out the fluttering wings of one insect. It is the closest thing in nature to biological sonar, and it is precise enough to catch thousands of insects in a single night. Number 3. The platypus. It looks like several different animals stitched together, and it is even stranger on the inside. When it dives, it shuts its eyes, its ears, and its nostrils, and then hunts completely blind. Its soft rubbery bill is packed with thousands of tiny sensors that pick up the faint electric fields given off by the muscles of its prey. It is one of the only mammals on Earth with this electric sixth sense. Oh, and the males are venomous, with a spur on each hind leg. And it is a mammal that lays eggs. Almost nothing about it should exist. Number 2. The mantis shrimp. A creature the size of your finger that throws the fastest punch on the entire planet. Its club accelerates as fast as a .22 caliber bullet, striking so quickly that the water itself cannot get out of the way. That rips open a collapsing bubble that flashes with heat and light and delivers a second hit. So it actually strikes twice with one blow, hard enough to crack aquarium glass and split a crab clean in half. And its eyes may be the most complex in all of nature, with up to 16 kinds of color receptor. Humans have just 3. And number 1. The octopus. The closest thing to an alien we have ever found on our own planet. It has 3 hearts and blue blood. Around 2/3 of its neurons aren't in its head at all. They are spread out through its 8 arms, so each arm can taste, touch, and even make decisions on its own. It can rewrite its own genetic instructions on the fly, editing its RNA to adapt to colder water. And it can pour its entire boneless body through a gap the size of a coin, changing color and texture as it flows. Nothing we could design comes close to being this strange. So which of these blew your mind the most? The shape-shifting cuttlefish, the electric platypus, or the alien sitting in the number 1 spot? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more of the strangest things our planet has to offer, subscribe. There's a brand new ranking every single week.